Hi, welcome to PhET Simulation Integration. My name is Sarah English. Now we're going to be talking about how to use PhET simulations within Schoology. So I have set up a test course, as you can see up here, and I have created some different pages, a homework, and a link. And I'm going to start out by showing you all of these materials that I created on my laptop, and then ultimately I will show you what this course looks like from the student perspective on their iPad. So let's look at the first one. This is a page. It is PhET Integration Embed Code HTML5. So I'm going to click on this, and we can see that the image for the acid-base solutions, which is an HTML5 simulation, is up and ready to go. So in order to execute this, all I need to do is hover over it. I see the little hand. I click on it. New tab comes up, and it automatically launches my acid-base simulation. So how did I do this? In order to start, the first thing we need to do is modify the page. So I'm going to go to Edit Page, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert some embed code for a different simulation, balancing chemical equations, right underneath. That means I need to go back to the PhET website. I need to go to Balancing Chemical Equations. Here I've clicked on the embed code icon. I've highlighted the embed code for Launch on Simulation. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to go back to Schoology, and then I'm going to switch this over from a visual to an HTML view. So I'm going to switch to HTML, and right underneath this other embed code for acid and base, I'm now going to paste the embed code for Balancing Chemical Equations. I'm going to hit Save Changes. And now, if I scroll down a little bit, I have my simulation embedded into a page that students can use. And just check this out. Here it goes. It's launched. We're good to go. So that is on a laptop, how you use embed code for HTML5 to embed in a page that students could see in Schoology. Now let's go back and talk briefly about embed code with Java and Flash simulations. If I go to this page, just for the sake of argument, let's go and say we've tried to use some embed code for Java. So click on the page. It says click to run, which means I have gone to the PhET website. I found a Java simulation. I copied the embed code. I can show you the embed code really quick here. Open this up. There's the embed code for the Java. And now I want to click to run. So I'm going to click this. But as we've seen in the past, you get that error code, which will then force you to basically keep it and then pull it off onto your desktop and launch it from there. So embed code with Java is going to force you to take the simulation onto your desktop, and it will not work on the kids' iPads. If we go back and we do the same thing for the Flash simulation, so I did the very similar thing. Now this is working because I did go through and say, yes, enable the Flash simulation to be used on my laptop, but if I was to show you this on the student's iPad, it would just come up as a black screen. So if you are doing this on Schoology on a laptop or a desktop, yes, this would work, but it will not work on their iPads. So now let's go back. The major thing here is to realize that if you're going to use a PhET simulation with the kids, it is best to go with just the HTML5, and these two are really not going to work. So that's with using a page. What if I just wanted to create a homework that was going to have a PhET simulation in it and attach a student activity? So let's click on this homework. And again, I used embed code. I can go up here and edit this homework. We can go up, switch to HTML. I can see the embed code that I just copied in. I'll switch it back. I attached my Build an Atom PhET activity that I use in my class. Most definitely, it's a great activity. And then I'm going to hit Save Changes. And later on, I'll show you what it looks like when the students view this particular activity on their iPads if you wanted to go completely paperless. So that is using a homework in Schoology to post a PhET simulation and attach a PDF of a lab that they were doing. The final thing that I want to show you is just using a PhET simulation as a link. In this scenario, we have build an atom as a link. I can go here, it's going to take me there, and it's automatically going to start running. So how did I do that? Let's go back again. So all I did was add materials, add file link. So I'm going to add a link. Let's go to balancing chemical equations. So I'm just going to copy the URL for that, go back to Schoology, paste it into there, grab the title, because why not, hit add, and we have a link. So if I click on the link, we can just hit run because it's HTML5, and there you go, your students have direct access to it. So now let's look at it from a student perspective. So what do the PhET simulations look like from a student perspective? So I'm going to go into Schoology. My test course is already up. I'm going to open the page, which is PhET Integration Embed Code HTML5. And again, right here, I can just click on that, a new screen comes up, and the students will be able to use it once it loads. So introduction, and we can start using it. What would it look like for Java? Could try to hit click to run, but it's basically just going to come up as a white screen, so don't use Java. Same thing for the Flash simulation. It's going to say that. We could attempt to view it anyways, but it's just going to be a black screen, so don't try to embed Java. If I did the homework activity, and I clicked on that, here is my build an atom activity, so I could click on that to run it. My PhET simulation opens, and then I could swipe to the side, pull up Notability, click on my build an atom, which I have done already. And in a perfect world, if your students do have this enabled where they can do a split screen, they could go through and start filling out the worksheet as they are actually doing the simulation. But it depends on the capability of your students' iPads. So that is a paperless way of using the PhET app and Notability at the same time. The last thing, of course, is just having a link in Schoology. So if we click on the link, again, we're going to get a new screen. It's going to come up. We press play, and it should load automatically. And that's the different ways that you can use PhET within Schoology. Now, there is the option of getting the PhET app, and we are starting to work on that. So that is just an app on the student's screen. So if they press that, all of the HTML5 apps do come up, and they can just pull them right from there. The nice thing about the app is that you do not need an internet connection for them to work. So if we go to chemistry, we could go to the Beer's Law Lab and open that and have it run. Whether they are on the internet or not, this will totally work. So that is the way that we can use PhET on the kids' iPads and through Schoology.